roll call. We got a couple minutes before the hour. Who's here? Let us know. We are ready to go. I'm looking at 2 minutes before we start the show. You know what show it is. SFMF Live Monday night. Have we ever said that before? We've never went live on a Monday night. It's a holiday.
Never went live.
Never went live on a Monday night. Monday Night Live. It is Monday. We took yesterday off. Those of you who saw the post, had a family barbecue. Family and friends. It was great.
You see the comments.
So instead of canceling this week, we just moved it one day.
Okay,
And
it doesn't
today's a
sound
holiday.
great.
So hopefully everyone is off today. Is everyone off still? Some people got to work. I got it because we just went shopping. Ain't got something to eat, so there's clearly people working. But it is Labor Day, so happy Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you're having a good time. We're going to start the
This
show.
is the pre-show, so we're just getting the audio set up.
Yeah, we're starting the show. It looks like about 1 minute. So it's the pre-flight. You know what pre-flight is. If you're a Marine, you know. Is that just a Marine thing? Pre-flight? Everyone pre-flights? And so,
It's not great.
checking the mic, audio, visual. I see a clock and really nothing else. Can you see the ring light in my eyes? Sun shining in.
Hold on.
We got a
How does it let me zoom in?
big portion of the production team here.
Oh, the picture's good. It's
So
the
it should
sound.
be no flaws. We got it. Check 1, 2. Check mic. It is part of the top of the hour. And what time is the top of the hour? It's 1800 Central Time, right? 1900 East Coast. What does that make California? 1600?
Dark in the house.
How about Hawaii? What's Hawaii time? All right. This light is just a little more.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So
Sound's
it's
not
on
great.
camera. Sounds not great so far. We're
Nope.
checking sound right now. I see we got a whole bunch of people here already. All right, we started a little early. Jake, ball steady. How's school? And did you get any more
I could do
cadets over there?
that. Or do you want to screw it on?
Yeah, as long as you just can't see it on the screen, I think. All right, so I don't have to turn my head. Can you see it? It's not in view.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Is that size good?
No, come here. A little bit bigger. Because the light, too, the light blinds me. Oh, yeah.
It's not even plugged into the phone. Come on, monkeys. What kind of monkey show is this?
See? Good thing.
Oh, my lantern.
How about now? Check mic 1, 2. Check mic. Check 1, 2. 1, 2. Check mic. Are we good? Are we up? Ball steady. Good to hear. And we know we know anything would be better than where you were at before. So good on you for making the move. I hope it's going well. Good luck to you, and keep us posted on where you're going to college, man. What are you thinking? If you've been following us, and I know you have been, the journey we just went through with Annie Benani, getting her to Texas A&M, and that whole process. So let's go. All right, Simplify, Devil Pups, and Dogs. What's up, Anonymous? Good to see you. Doc is in the house. What's up, Doc? David Bryan, good evening. Lima Charlie, producer is the best. She is the best. Mike is not on. That was all me. Look at, and because I had a lot of effort into doing it, I just didn't do it. So yeah. One of the most important pieces, really. No, the camera is the most important piece. All right. We got it. We got it going on. High five, Doc. You guys gonna keep Doc on for the whole show tonight, right? Everyone? No reason to ban Doc.
Depends on how Carl's feeling. If he's
Doc, you gotta watch your comments. I think that may have been what got you banned. Good to see everybody. All right. David Bryan says we're leaving Charlie. Gunner Sergeant, USMC retired. Happy and safe Labor Day to everyone. Fair winds and following seas to all. Semper Fi, brother, and hope I'm with you. Hope everyone's enjoying their Labor Day weekend. Again, people are working, so hats off to those who are working on Labor Day. hence the name. That's what we're celebrating, working. So good on them. Yeah, even Doc said, let's not ban Doc. That's a good comment right there, Doc. All right, so we were on Wednesday, though, right? Yep, we were on last Wednesday. It's been a few days. Again, if you notice, if you do watch the shorts, there's not been a whole lot of shorts. And I'll tell you the reason here in a little bit. And the members, I'm gonna pose some questions to you about the way ahead, moving forward. So members, stand by a little bit later for a poll and some questions. I want to get some feedback from all the members, and we'll see where we're going, where this direction takes us, because it is September 1st. We're gonna make this. We're gonna turn this into a milestone. Just happens to be Labor Day, but we're going to turn September 1st into something big. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, too, is goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, and just goals in general. And what direction, and growing up, and I'm sure all y'all probably have been told the same over and over. You got to have goals. You got to have short-term goals, long-term goals, and even write it down. Some teachers have you put them on. Okay, write your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal, your 20-year goal. When you're a teenager in high school, are you thinking about retirement? And even as many people tell you, you got to think about it, you don't, and you won't. And I don't expect teenagers to think about retirement. Even halfway through my career,
You don't think about it now.
yeah, producer, I don't think about it now. Make goals, and I highly recommend. My first one is short-term goals. Make short-term goals. High school students right now, boot camp, of course, is a short-term goal. The size of your goal doesn't matter. It's the length of time that matters. Boot camp, easy. 3 months, that's my goal, to graduate. Graduate as guide, graduate as squad leader, meritorious promotion, whatever it is, have that short-term goal, write it down, and look at it often. And I recommend a 3-year, a 5-year, a 10-year. Highly recommend it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell you I do it, so you should do it too. I do see value in it, and I have very recently. When we started this channel, really, is when we started making short-term goals. Be prepared for when you hit that goal to move on to the very next goal. So I do believe. I'm going to get into it a little more, but that's. I'm telling you, goals are important. Short-term, long-term, and we'll discuss some of both. All right. Dallas, right. Cran's already been devoured. Michael Ruff, what's up, Ruck? What up, Ruff? That was a Ruck and a Mick combined together. Good to see you, Ruck. Rock on you as well. I received all the merch. Hope all is well for you. It is going well for us too, Ruff. Please say hello to your family. Glad you got the stuff. John McJunkin. Good evening, Sergeant Major, Madam Producer, Sergeant Cece, Midshipman Cece, Cece family, SFMF family, and everyone else. Good evening to you and your crew as well. Hope the guns is there, chaplains there, all your Poolees. Hope you're surrounded by some motivators right now. McJunkin, good to see you. David Bryant, nailed it. Everyone double tap. Let's go. Alan O'Connor, great to see someone from great USA here with the greatest American ever. Motivated Alan Connor. New background. Look at somebody noticed the background. Where you been? Because it's been a couple weeks now. Every day is a holiday. Every meal is a feast. Battalion run with Battalion 3rd Marines. Delta, Oscar, Delta. Are you talking about the 3rd Marine run? The regiment run, the battalion run, or the Sergeant Major Cece run? Remember that 14-miler where we were losing toenails and skin off our feet? Remember that one? Is that the one you're talking about? All right. So let me just, when it hits the fan, you're going to reenlist? You damn right, this guy. I'm waiting right now to reenlist. I'm waiting on a call right now. I already got a package in. I'm waiting for the recruiter to call me and say, come on down. Or shipping out tomorrow. I don't want to wait till it hits the fan. I want to be there before it hits the fan. JTB, I only complain about one thing about my time in Wednesdays. What's wrong with what do we do on Wednesdays? What do you do on Wednesdays, JTB, that you don't like?
Repeat Delta Oscar's comment.
Yes, about Third Marine Run.
Yes.
I just asked him which particular. Oh, here it is. So I'm in the CC run when we ran through the air wing. Yes. So Delta Oscar Delta. Took me a while to map out that course, and I ran it a couple of times first. I hope you all know that. I wouldn't have you do something that I wouldn't do myself. I may have adjusted on the fly a little bit during that run, but it turned out to be about 14 miles. For everyone that wasn't there, you missed it. It was a great run, boots and utes. I had this great idea that I would run the E3s and below from the entire battalion. And that's, how many is that? About 600-700 Marines? Sounded good in theory. What I didn't think about was who's going to scoop up the run drops, the injuries, the pukers, I didn't think about those guys because I thought all 600 we'd stay together in a nice little formation and run the entire circumference of Marine Corps Base Hawaii, which wasn't easy. We had to go through some. It wasn't really legal, right? I had to get some. I had to use the good old boy network and get up to the rifle range, right? You're not allowed to go up there. I had to get up through the air wing, which you're not really supposed to run PT through there. How about when we ran through regiment, rang the bell? That angered some higher ranking senior staff NCOs and officers, but it was all for good reasons. It was a great run. We were strung out by halfway through. Of course, we were strung out all over. But here's my idea. Staff NCOs, we're going to purchase all the stuff for the barbecue. The NCOs are going to cook it. So when we rolled up 14 miles later, coming down off Rifle Range Hill into the smell of barbecue that all the NCOs and staff NCOs were hooking up for us. So it was great. And it did end that way. Again, I didn't anticipate the length of the battalion. In a battalion, and come on, I should have known better. Just running 3 miles with the battalion, you get strung out. But this was 14 miles, boots and utes, circumference of Marine Corps Base Hawaii, and it might have been warm out. I didn't have any aid stations. I had corpsmen with me, but no NCOs and no staff NCOs. So good on the Marines for making it happen. That was awesome. Glad you remember it. My toenails finally grew back. All right. Yes, I was hurting too. Nope. Running USMC Marathon on 26 October 2025, 50th annual. Anyone. I would love to. We've run a couple. Myself and my girls, I've run 2 of those. They ran one, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've run, the number doesn't matter, but those are 2 that we've run. Honolulu Marathon and the Marine Corps Marathon, and we love, where's Big O? If Big O's on here, he loves the Honolulu Marathon. We don't. We love the Marine Corps Marathon. There's hills, and the visual, I guess, is what do you prefer? And I prefer the ocean, 100% over anything. I'd rather look at the ocean. How the Honolulu one is designed, though, you end up around Diamond Head. The hardest part of the entire run is at the end, mile 22 or 23, 24, 25, and 26. I mean, it's the worst part of the run, and it's the very end. So who cares about the view by then? You're just trying to stay alive. Marine Corps Marathon is through all DC, and maybe it's because we're not East Coast people. We don't see those areas as much as maybe everyone else. Maybe that's why, because we're from Hawaii, so we see Hawaii all the time. Who knows? But the support, the motivation, the people, the community, everything involved in the People's Marathon is the nickname for the Marine Corps Marathon, is truly, I think there's more spectators and supporters than there are runners. So that's amazing. Everyone's out. There's not a single street that you go down that there's not people lining the streets, motivating you, cheering you on. So the Marine Corps Marathon, good on you. Congratulations. That was my goal. Always was the year I retired, I wanted to do it. Ended up doing 2. The retirement one and then the following year. It's amazing. It truly is. Let us know your time. It's October. What is it? Oh, we just September. Oh, next month. It's September 1. That's right. Good on you. Get after it. I'm happy for you, and I would love to do another one, and I will eventually. Again, once the dust settles, if that ever happens. All right, Randall Knapp, what's up, brother? Greetings to you. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend. That's what this is. That's why we're on a Monday. And so glad y'all came, showed up on Monday. There was a post, a community post. It's just called Posts now in YouTube, and still takes me a minute to find it as well. But the producer did post one yesterday. We cooked up some tri-tip burgers and dogs and had some family and friends over. It was a great way to spend the Labor Day weekend. And we missed y'all, so that's why we moved it from Sunday to today. Was there a PT routine or tradition you look forward to the most? Asks Doc. I love to run. And I like doing the daily 16, the daily 7. I liked it when it was the daily 7. Then they changed it. Some Navy scientists. Then we got the daily 16. Then we got the rotational stretching and warm-up exercises. I make it 16 and give or take a few, but I do believe in that system as well. Rotational, where you're rotating all your joints and muscles just to get the blood flowing. Let me back up. First, you start by running in place for 60 seconds. That's what gets you going. And on the East Coast and colder places, I'm sure that's a great way to start. Just warming up for about 60 seconds. Then you do your rotational exercises. Again, neck rotation, hip rotation, knee rotation, ankle rotation. All your joints, everything you're getting ready to use. Shoulder, arm rotation. That gets everything, the blood flowing. That gets you a little motivated, raises your heart rate a little bit. And then you stretch, right? Because I've heard this forever. Don't stretch cold muscles. So we just warmed them all up. Now you're going to stretch. Maybe I do a full body from top to bottom. So I tell the Marines when they lead it. From head to toe, toe to head, however you do it, just get a system and you kind of stretch the same way every time so you don't miss a body part. If you're going to do a lot of upper body workout during this particular PT session, spend more time on your upper body. But just to be safe, do your whole body. That's stretching. You can come up with the scientific ones that the Navy recommends for the Marine Corps, for the PFTs. Sure, they're all great, but most of you have been through sports. Do what your soccer coach taught you, football coach, tennis coach, whatever it is. Whatever, just know this. Just like in working out, you want to feel it. If you're stretching your hams, make sure you feel it in your hammies. If you don't, you're doing the stretch wrong, and it's not going to work. You're wasting your time. So make sure whatever you're stretching, that you feel it in the muscle that you're intending to stretch. And then you do the warm-ups. The warm-ups is the fun parts. The push-ups, side strata hops, mountain climbers, leg lifts, hello dollies, monkey, you know what. All those steam engines, all those exercises, one that the drill instructor is going to use to thrash the crap out of you, or again, exercises you've learned throughout sports. So amongst those, they don't call it the daily 16 anymore, or do they? They still call it daily. Adam, your guns. Do they still call it the daily 16? And do y'all still do it? Do you form for PT? So, Doc, your initial question was, what do I like most about PT? PT. As long as it's done how it is intended, how you learned in boot camp, how the Fleet Marine Force should be doing it. Are they doing it? Are units doing it? Or do you just fall out, get a school circle, or stretch out on your own? What kind of poor leadership is that? Lead me in the daily 7, the daily 16. Show me how to stretch my hamstrings, right? That's how PT, that's what I love about PT. You fall out in formation. You form for PT. First of all, how many units do that? You learn it in boot camp, OCS. They teach you how to do it. You do it for 3 months. Do you do it in the fleet? So form for PT, formation, get accountability, then form for PT, do the rotational stretching and warm-up exercises, and then PT. That's 30 minutes of just getting ready to PT. So, yes, it does a lot. So I like the whole aspect of PT as long as it's done right. And granted, there are times when a school circle just Corporal Jones warm them up. There's definitely times for those. I get it when you're a little time crunch, right? Or you want to go on a long run. I've done those too. Hey, stretch out on your own. I'll be out in about 10 minutes and we're taking off. And that's because I want to go a further distance and we can't spend all morning PT. So it fluctuates, but have a system. So you can tell your Marines, we're doing the daily 16, then we're going for a run. All right. Question. Who? What's the name? Plucker. Where you at, Plucker? Going to boot camp at 28 years old. 6'3", 28 years old. How about your weight? Going into boot camp, you want to be squared away as possible. First of all, know this. They're going to call you old man. They're going to call you pops. They're going to call you grand old man of boot camp. They're going to call you all those things because 28 is ancient to 17 and 18-year-olds. And they're going to ask you, what's the weather like up there? And I'm sure you've heard that your entire life. You're going to be one of the biggest ones and certainly one of the oldest ones. So mindset, you're more mature than everyone else. You'll push right through that. Got it. That part's easy. Here's what I would expect as a drill instructor from a 28-year-old. I would expect you to be the guide. You're going to perform the duties of the guide because you're more mature. I'm going to expect a whole lot more out of you. Not fair. Got it. Because you're all brand new recruits and everyone's going to be treated equally. So, you're going to be treated equally. You're going to be thrashed no matter what. It would be a good idea for you. It would behoove you. I don't use that word. It would behoove you to make it known. They already know. Your drill instructors are going to know how old you are. They're going to be able to see it from an 18-year-old to a 20-year-old. So they'll be able to tell. Embrace it. Use it to your advantage, right? Be that one when the drill instructors are gone to take charge right away. Again, you're bigger and taller than everyone, so they're going to listen. You're older. Use all that to your advantage. Be squared away. If you don't already know everything about boot camp, start watching. Start asking questions on here. More questions. What can you do to immediately stand out as squared away? You want to be squared away. Knowledge. Physical fitness, mental toughness. Again, we expect you to have that already because you're 28 years old. So now it's the Marine Corps knowledge that you have to be able to back it up. Speak the language. All right, Doc Holiday. Boom. Love you, brother. In the Corps, PT isn't exercise. It's a full contact sport against gravity, time, and your own willpower. Can you screenshot that? Love it. And that's exactly it. Units differ, right? Does IPAC PT like 2.5? Maybe, but probably not. So you got to make PT just that. It's not exercise, full contact sport against gravity, time, your own willpower. If you didn't puke, you weren't running fast enough. You weren't trying hard enough. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because I've never puked on a run, but I've definitely have given it my all many times. So I get it. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a man, what's that word? Anyway, we don't want the whole battalion to puke. We just want you to know, leave it all on the field, right? That's a football term. Leave it all on the field. When you come off, at the end of the day, win or lose, did you leave it all on the field? 100% the entire 60 minutes. If you did, that's all we can ask of you. Leave it all on the field. So that's how a PT session should be as well. All right. Thank you, Doc. Yes, that was a great quote. Carrie Ann Marie's here. God bless you, Doc. Older recruits and then Marines, when they meet expectations, often get promoted quickly. If someone asks you that question, that's 100%. I have promotions on here too, because I was watching a Navy podcaster and he was talking about promotions. I still believe the Marine Corps has the best promotion system. It's not perfect, but I think it is the best system. Oh, there's Plucker. Thinking I'm about 200 pounds, dropped it down from 220. I'm mentally set to guide, but I'm no stud when it comes to PT. And you're leaving October. I highly recommend you Plucker. Get after it. Physically, get after it right now. If you have, it's October, so you have at least a month and a half, right? 4, 5, 6 weeks. I highly recommend you thrash the crap out of yourself from today forward till the day you ship. Okay, 3 miles. You should be running 3 miles every time you run. And do it's called a fart licker. Run, do some exercises. Run again for 4 or 5 minutes, stop and do some crunches. 4 or 5 minutes, stop and just completely thrash yourself from now until the time you leave. You're going to increase. You're going to increase your physical fitness. And they're going to expect you to be a stud, right? Quite frankly, you're not a high school student that's been sitting around all summer not doing anything, just waiting to ship out. You're a man. You've been in the world. You're a grown man. So they do expect you to be a stud. So get after it right now. Get after soon after the show. Wait till after, double tap, right? Like and subscribe. And then after the show, thrash yourself. It really is. Anyone else agree with that? Is that solid advice? I'm telling you, you have to be physically ready. Unless you just want to get by boot camp, I don't think that's your goal, right? Because your adversity, what you feel as adversity going in at 28 is a bonus. So take advantage of it. Man, take advantage of it. Heavy J, have you seen the video the Army specialist having issues with his leadership? He's on the older side, but isn't realizing his age has nothing to do with the rank system. I didn't see that video, Heavy J, but I've seen that before, where because I'm older, right, I should be able to be a peer with the staff sergeant because I'm the same age as the staff sergeant. Yeah, I'm a corporal, but we think alike. We have the same life experiences where it doesn't work like that. You can have an intelligent conversation, but he or she is still a staff sergeant 2 or 3 ranks above yours. But I'm interested in watching that. Zones came out for E8s and E9s, Adam East, guns. So let me just tell everybody what that means, because that's a big deal. The zones for 8s and 9s. First question is, Gunnery Sergeant East, are you in zone? And for which one? And if you don't mind sharing, what have you been putting to MRF? Yeah, has it been 2 years? Right? No. Yeah, you're not in zone yet. Are you? You might be. And if you don't mind sharing, what are you putting? MRF. Yeah. Okay. You can give us a little more scoops on that while I explain to everybody what that means to be in zone. All right. So zones come out. That's time of grade, time and service, eligibility for promotion. So you're a gunnery sergeant. You're an E7. You wait till those zones come out. The day you got promoted and the day you came in the Marine Corps. Time and grade, time and service. So you need to fall in that zone of that time and grade, that time and service. If you make one date but not the other, you ain't in zone. You ain't getting promoted. So for simplicity, what is today? September 1st. So in order to be eligible for E8, you have to have been promoted before September 1st, 2025. So if your promotion date was August, you're good to go. If your promotion date was September 2nd, past the zone, you didn't get it. And you're not in zone. You can still get looked at if there's not enough Marines in zone to get promoted. So that happens too. If you're only in one zone and not the other, you can get deep selected. So there's ways. But to just be in zone, everyone waits on these zones to come out. So, and I'll look it up later. I'm interested. I don't know. I probably know a small handful of people that may be in those zones, far removed now as long as I've been retired, but very cool. and I'm looking to see if you can't be in zone already. It seems like you just got gunny. Did time fly? Oh, you rolled back already? Does time fly that fast? Enemies. 1 year, 1 month out of zone for Master Sergeant. 7 months for First Sergeant. Been put in M with some good F notes from RS. So that's smart for both sides. So everyone, let me tell you what that means. He's 1 year and 1 month out of zone for the in zone for Master Sergeant. So he's not in zone. A year and a month out. 7 months out for First Sergeant. Been put in M with some F notes from RSs. That's a good RS right there. So here's what that means to everyone. He's not in zone. Here's what that means to everyone. He's not in zone. He will be next year. 1 year and 1 month out, the zones will move enough. He'll be in zone next year. And that's quick, Guns. Man, look at you. It only happens once a year. E5 and below, they can get promoted those promotions go every quarter, 3 months, the younger Marines. Staff NCOs is once a year. So if you miss it that year, you missed it for the entire year. Good and bad, you use that entire year to make yourself more competitive for when you are in zone. So all good information for Gun East. This is all good. And the zones are different, right? Remember that it's the Marine Corps' decision, Master Sergeant or First Sergeant, right? A lot of people seem to think, yeah, I'm going to be a Master Sergeant when I grow up. You don't have no say-so in that. None whatsoever. Except you can kind of try to tailor your career to being a good Master Sergeant. And that is about 80% solution right there, because you can do all that. Everything and anything there is that a good Master Sergeant would need. All your resident PME, all your MOS PME, right? If you're a combat engineer, you go to not only engineer basic school, you go to the engineer NCO school, engineer journeyman school, engineer staff NCO school, engineer school left and right. You take every MCI and every college course according to engineering. The Marine Corps should. Why wouldn't they make you a Master Sergeant? Because you're going to stay in that MOS field. But it's happened. Sergeant Major Glass. I talk about him quite a bit. One of the best company gunny I ever worked with in an infantry battalion company. Best company gunny. And he went to all those high-speed squad leaders course, platoon leaders course, all those infantry classes. He was the best infantryman that I've ever worked with. Promoted him to First Sergeant and then Sergeant Major. He excelled in that. He exceeded in that as well. He did well. But good God, I can't believe they took this Marine infantryman out of the infantry because he had so much infantry skill. So the Marine Corps doesn't always get it right. But no, it's the Marine Corps' decision. But good on you, Guns. I'm glad. Again, you'll be in next zone. You'll be in zone next year. December 27th puts me at 4-year mark, time and grade requirement. Okay. So you have been there. Why did we think you just got promoted in the last couple of years? You got married in the last couple of years. Oh. December of 27 puts me at the 4-year. Man, so no, you're going to before the 4 year. You're going to get promoted before your 4-year mark, time and grade. All right. If you're asking Menachem, what's up, Menachem? Good to see you. About Gunny is active duty, yes. That means hoping to be selected next year. Yeah, again, from what I know of you, and I'm not on the board, obviously we all hope and pray you get it as well. But again, you're ahead of the curve, right? If 27 makes you 4 years time and grade, so you got 2 years time and grade right now. 3 years time and grade is about right. That's again, the first half of my career was slow. I was a sergeant for almost 6 years, 5.5 years. I was a sergeant, E5. I think that's why I love that rank so much. But then the second half of my career, 2.5 years as staff sergeant, 2.5 years as a gunny, 3 years as a first sergeant. I mean, it just flew by the second half. Paid for it. All right, John McJunkin. Poolee Minton asks, as a female who just signed with the Marine Corps, took the ASVAB, scored a 94, but was told I don't qualify for aircraft mechanics. Did they change the prerequisites? Any recruiters on here? Because I got to tell you, 94, I think would have thought you can get into any MOS with the 94. I've only seen very few higher than that. So, great question. I would Google it, get a second opinion. Aircraft mechanic, there's no way it has to be 90. I don't know. That's a great question for another recruiter. Not that you don't believe your recruiter, but maybe he needs a different MOS. Yeah, find out for sure. That doesn't seem right to me. And maybe it's a 95. Maybe you missed it by 1 point. I don't know. That's a great question. If that's what you want, aircraft mechanic, that's a great MOS. Great choice, by the way. So worst case scenario, take the ASVAB again. Say again. Oh, Doc says need G2 score of 90 or higher. Right there. You need a GT score of 90 or higher. Oh, the second one says you need a minimum MM score of 105 to qualify for aircraft mechanic MOSs. Oh. So it's two different scores. Well, no, the one above it says 90. So there's a GT and there's an MM. Yeah, I find out, and if that's really what you want to be, I say 90 for combat engineer. Yeah, but you got to be a bad mamma jamma to be a combat engineer. Where's JTB? Engineers don't take just anybody. 90. You got to do a certain amount of burpees. I hope that helps, McJunkin. Tell her to find out and again, retake the ASVAB. If she has time, retake it so she gets exactly what she needs. Yeah. Aircraft mechanic, 90 for combat engineer. Can you retest? Yes, whoever just asked that, you can take the ASVAB. 30 days you have to wait, or 2 weeks. If you fail, I think you have to wait. I don't know if you have to wait to, again, another Google question. So we can Google that real quick. I think you can retake it. You have to wait 30 days to retake it, another 30 days to take it a third time, and then it's like 6 months to take it the fourth time, something like that. Plucker is trying for combat engineer too. I love the engineer community. I really did. I didn't. I think I've told this story before. I just didn't want to do it for the rest of my career. Might be what? Pokey Jr. Plokey Jr. That makes a little more sense. Plokey Jr. Combat engineer, it's a great community though. Pressure your recruiter. Yeah, Menachem got it. I'm telling you, just find out. Engineers up. You know the deal, Doc. Any advice to re-enlist? From Zombie Blood. All right, good. Look at now we're talking about enlisting and boot camp. Right? We got a 28-year-old getting ready to go. Plucker Jr. Plokey Jr. Plocky Jr. Plocky Jr. 1. How about if we just call you 1? All right. I can't because that's Kimi Cocoa Puffs is number 1. Yeah, I can't do that. So any advice to re-enlist? Again, 100% biased. I would tell you easily re-enlist. 100%. You got to make that decision. What are your goals, right? That's one of the things we're going to talk about today. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? I don't know how old you are, how long you've been in. If you want to kind of fill us in on that, I told myself if I re-enlisted once, I was going to stay till 20. End up staying beyond that because it just flies by. It really does. Easy to say now, I get it, but time flies. Your first 4 years is the toughest of all of them. In terms of just being a new Marine, you can have bad experiences, bad deployment. It gets harder and easier throughout your career. But the very worst, as far as being a new Marine, is the first 4 years, first 2 years. right? Then it just gets better. So advice on reenlisting, what is your long-term goal, right? Retirement is amazing. Military retirement is amazing. Not talked about enough. People just don't know. We don't make a whole lot of money. I don't even say that because you can see exactly. I think it's because it's so public. You can see what everyone makes. All you need to know is their rank, how long they've been in, and if they're married. And I can tell you exactly how much you're getting paid. So it's very well known. And we're not making six figures growing up in the military. Retirement, however, depend on what year retired, anywhere between 20 and beyond, your retirement pay just gets higher and higher and higher every year. So they're completely on you on what your, again, end goal is. Do you want to retire at 20 and start your second career? And then you have two retirements and your disability? It just gets bigger and bigger. Or stay till 30 plus if you can. Certain Marines are eligible to serve beyond 30 years. And you can't, 40 years. Very small percentage, but it is possible. Is that what you want to do? Are you saving money? What kind of, again, what's your end state? What's your goal? Still young. 20 years, you'll be 38, 39 years old when you retire. Retired at 39 years old, that's nothing. Still very young. Get a second career that you can also do 20 years in. So two big retirements. So reenlist, if you're asking me, yes, 100%. I don't know if anyone on here would tell you anything different. In reenlisting, just so everyone knows, is a request. It's not automatic, right? How your recruiter did everything he possibly could to get you to enlist. Not how it works for reenlisting. You have to qualify. You have to request and be qualified and be accepted for reenlistment. Now, granted, I'm guessing, I don't know the percentage. 90% of the time, you're going to get it. They were doing something for a little while. They're still doing the tiers. You have to be a tier 1. They were only accepting tier 1 reenlistments for a short period of time. Then they were taking tier 2, and that's based on your career. Your command rates you on the tier. So for a while, if you weren't a tier 1 Marine, you weren't reenlisting. So it's not automatic. You hear a lot of Marines say that. No, I'm thinking about reenlisting. I don't know. I'll see if I want to give the Corps 4 more years of my life. Brother, I don't know if the Marine Corps wants 4 more years of your life. So you better get in your package now. It is a request. All right. Diesel. Thank you for what you do, Sergeant Major. I was with 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines, 3-7. Back in the mid-2000s. A lot of good Marines did not stay in due to deployments, burned out. That was when I was in 2-5 around that same time, Diesel, and that's, we saw it as well, right? And I learned a whole lot of lessons from that experience now, hindsight that I see now. I wish I would have paid more attention to those Marines that were getting out, learn the hard way, and that's, again, a whole reason for this show is just that. Had I known, and maybe if someone would have got to you in a different light. I was in 5th Marines. Marines were getting out left and right. We did 2 back-to-back deployments. So the second deployment there, I'm out of here. I've been in 4 years. I've been deployed 3 years of the 4 years I've been on active duty. So, of course, they were getting out, burnt out. Unfortunately, though, about 6 months later, I got a lot of calls saying, I was a first sergeant at the time, can you get me back in? Can you get me? I'm trying to reenlist. They're not letting me. What can I do? It was just a weird time for everyone. And very few. It's so much harder to get back in the Marine Corps. Let me tell you that. Those of you on active duty right now are getting ready to go on active duty. The easiest is to get in because a recruiter is fighting to get you in. A little more difficult to reenlist sometimes for some. It's not automatic, but pretty close to automatic that you'll be able to reenlist. If you get out, then try to reenlist, very difficult. We got any prior service recruiters here? That job's got to be a beast. getting a prior service Marine back in the Marine Corps is difficult. But it could take up to 2 years. In those 2 years, what do you think happens to that Marine? Clearly working another job, probably starting a new career, loses interest, and maybe doesn't even go back on active duty. So it's tough. So point is, very, very, very carefully make that decision when you're coming up to your 4-year mark. Weigh all your options. Look past your first duty station. Look past that bad leadership. Look past that bad deployment you had, and what the Marine Corps could provide for you. So just be very careful. That's all services, all branches, retirement. Retirement is the key. Diesel. Let's see, diesel. That's exactly what happened to me. Tried to get back. Was almost impossible. They told me to join the Army or National Guard. Excuse me. You're spot on. I'm telling you, it was heartbreaking to watch it happen. And I did have a couple successful ones that got. One went into the Army, and he ended up retiring out of the Army later, 30 years in corrections. He did corrections for the Army, retired from the Army 30 years, and worked corrections as a retiree, as a civilian. So it happens. And man, I tell you, I personally, I wouldn't be able to join another branch of service, but I'm telling you, diesel, that was a tough time. Tough time for everyone. And trust me, I did everything I could for these Marines to get them back in. Sergeant Stacking, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Semper Fi, my friend. Good to see you, Sergeant. Good to see you. How's everything? How you been? It has been a while. We've been not consistent. We've been hitting the lives as much as we possibly can. Sure, it's kind of on and off. It is September 1st, Stacking, so hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend, and we're going to make some changes. I'm going to get with members later after the show and come up with some, throw some things at the members and what we like to see come from here forward, right? Stepping forward. The kids, we've been working on the whole CC crew, the whole SFMF crew has been working on getting the 2 last CCs in the school. So we're, deep breath, we're ready to get after it. Plucky Jr. Can you talk a little bit more about what you mean by accepting Tier 1? So I'm gonna refer to Gunny on this. Gunny, you still here? Are they using the tier system for reenlistment? Marines got rated on a tree, right? The top tier is the very top of the Christmas tree, and you got rated. Tier 1 was a couple rows. Tier 2. Tier 3, you don't want to be a Tier 3 Marine. And for a while, it's got to be about 5-6 years ago. So I don't know, I lose track of time real quick, but they were only allowing Tier 1 Marines. So the best of the best, right? High PFT, high rifle, high pistol, MCIs, college credits, great pro and cons for the junior Marines, great fitness reports for the sergeants and above. So being the best of the best. That's all they were reenlisting for a period of time. And we might even be decreasing the forces again. Marines, only recruiters, shout out to the recruiters again, we're the only branch that keeps consistently meeting our recruiting goals. Never missed it. So getting the Marines in is not hard. That's why I tell you, reenlistment is not automatic. If you're not a bad mother jammer, you might not be allowed to reenlist. So don't think you're just gonna. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You better find out if you're eligible for reenlistment first. All right. How does retirement work as a reserve? That's a great question, and I'm going to refer to any reservists on here because it just takes longer, but you have retirement opportunities as well, and disability. That's a little bit different for reservists. Stacking, appreciate you, brother. Been good, Sergeant Major, still breathing, can't complain. When you wake up every morning, you can't complain about nothing. Nothing wrong with taking breaks. We all need it from time to time. Stay blessed. Thank you, brother. You as well, and stay blessed. Every day, I like when you talk to them old guys. How you doing, sir? I'm above ground, so everything's good. As simple as it is and kind of funny, amen to that. right? Every morning we should wake up. First one you should thank is God. Made another day. So God bless you. Stacking, good to see you. Look at there, Annie Benani. Howdy and giggle. That's everybody, all through the campus. That's everyone. Oh, no, at the end, first I'd say howdy before a brief or a conversation. Howdy. Everyone says howdy. And it caught me off guard because then when you leave, you say thank you and giggle. How do I say era? Yeah. They're not all eras over there. So yeah, they were training me. Howdy. Howdy's the first thing you say to anybody and everybody. Look at Menachem got it. Howdy, midshipman. That's how it is. And giggle. And they got a whole bunch of other things they say we're not allowed to because we're not Aggies, but they got some cool, very, very cool traditions over there. It's pretty amazing. But howdy, Annie Benani, what are you doing? Give us an update. Give our fam an update on what you did this weekend. Aggies, anybody watch the Aggie game? Never in my life have I ever watched a Texas A&M football game on a Saturday, but we did this weekend. Yes, it was. It was good. UTSA, they smoked UTSA. I don't even know what the final score was, but it was great. ETHO? Oh, BTHO. What is it? Yeah. It is. They're saying is BTHO. Anybody they play. We'll see McJunkins. Cadet Strunk asks, "Sir, I'm looking to enlist in the Marines." Era. Congratulations. Do it. But I was advised to go reserves so I can attend college. Then again, are there any infantry units in the reserves? So, whole lot of stuff in there. Yes, there's infantry. You can join the reserves and be an infantryman. 100%. Why do you want to go to college? It would be my first question, is going to college so you can become an officer in the Marines, or just join the reserves so you can go to college on the Marine Corps' dime, which is also a good thing. But back to goals, right? What's your short-term goal? You want to enlist, go to boot camp as a reserves. Here's who I think joined the reserves, and not all, but in my mindset, after seeing it for many decades, the ones who join the reserves have an awesome job already. They want to serve their country, and good on them. Era. But they have such a good job, or already started a career. A lot of them are cops, right? Where's Sergeant Cece at? USMC Cece. That's what she's doing. She's going to be a San Antonio police officer, so and a Marine Reserve. So that's who you see primarily in the reserve units, people that have careers. Firemen, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of different jobs. I've worked with many reservists, and they all had some kind of solid job in the civilian community and still serving their country. So again, what is your goal? To go to college, which is great, unless you listen to Charlie Kirk, he thinks it's a scam. But what are you going to use? What do you need that degree for? Is it to become a military officer, a Marine officer, or just because that's what everyone says, you got to have a degree so you can be successful in life? And I tell you this, I highly recommend reserves over not serving at all. So if that's your choice, again, here's my order from 1 to 3. Active duty, second be reserves, and then just going to college, not joining the service. That would be my 1, 2, and 3 choices. But the Marine Corps definitely will. The military will pay for your college. So that's not a bad reason to join either. All right. Not yet, Menachem. She's working on it. So you better watch yourself. She'll come find you. No soldiers here. Well, there are soldiers here, but a Marine. Diesel says, I suggest going active and worry about school after, unless going to OCS. No better experience in going active duty. I feel the same. Again, it's McJunkin, you got to, again, what their ultimate goal is. If you're joining the military just for college, again, that's my question now, and having more experience with the college aspect now, thanks to Annie Benani. What is your goal for going to college and getting that degree, and how you paying for it? So the military certainly can help, but again, what's your end goal? Is it so you can go to OCS? And if it is, I mean, there's scholarships for that also out there. Like Annie Benani is on a scholarship with obligated service after college. So she's going to OCS. She's going to TBS as soon as she graduates college. So it's possible. It's definitely a way to do it. Still no Space Force. David Bryant. Remember about a month ago we had 2 different people on the same show just wrote the words U.S. Space Force or Space Force, and we got excited. Asked them, "You're Space Force? Let's talk." And then they disappeared. So I don't know if they're really Space Force. They're just, maybe they hacked in from Area 51 or something. Maybe they are Space Force. I don't know. We're still waiting. All other branches, I think, are represented. Primarily Army after the Marines, right? Air Force, Navy. I don't know. Maybe we should do a poll like that. What branch of service are you affiliated with? Some of the older ones are going to have multiple, right, in your family. You see that happen also often also. All right, here's Annie Benani. Hopefully this meeting doesn't take too long, and I'll be back soon. All right, so it's the day, they had the day off today, so it's like a Sunday for them. They have got to be back in the barracks at a certain time, of course. Accountability, make sure everyone's there, everyone's safe and sound, get ready for the next day. That hopefully won't take too long, and she'll be back. 1775 Marine Corps, Ray from Queens, SFMF, motivated, 20 memberships. Awesome. Thank you, Ray. Man. Look at all those people. Oh, it says right away who receives those. Those are from Ray from Queens, everyone. So please give him a shout out. Casey, Angel, Serial Face, Zombie Blood, Anytime Television, Fast Reinforcement, Sun Saigon, Jason. What's up, Jason? Proud Gun Owner Era. Unsuitable Chap, Sick Rebel. All right. That's exciting. That's 20. Brandon Barnes. Awesome. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. Whole bunch of green names. Eric Green. Randall Knapp. I would find being a Marine Reservist, especially with no prior active duty service, incredibly challenging. Seems to me much easier to be a Marine full-time for PT discipline and MOS. That's interesting, Randall. I think I have the same take on it. And here's, I wish USMC Cece was here because she's done both. So active to reserve, and it is a different world. Still a Marine world, so there's still the era, but it is different. And my experience with reservists prior to USMC Cece was as a Staff NCO Academy instructor. We went to Missouri, Camp Crowder, Missouri, taught some reserve classes. So really my first experience with a group of reservists. We did all 3 courses. There's about 10 of us instructors. We did back to back to back. We did a sergeant's course for 2 weeks, career course for 2 weeks, sergeant's course, career course, and advanced course. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So 6 weeks of nothing but training reservists. So if, I don't even know how many hundreds went through there for all 3 ranks. Anyway, so it was my welcome to the reservist community. I was a gunnery sergeant when I got there. and only very little experience with reserve Marines. And they're on deployments, and sometimes you can't do it. You kind of, but this I really did. Their haircuts were different. Their motivation was different. Their attitude was different. Their knowledge of Marine Corps knowledge was a lot different. And I don't want to say lacking, but they only spend one weekend a month. So you can, here's how I'll put it. You can tell the Marines reservists that were prior service active and then became a reservist. Those you could tell right away, just the era level of them. The reservists who started day one from a reservist, and remember the three groups I did was sergeants, staff sergeants, and gunnery sergeants. That was it. So no one junior, no one senior. So that's a good chunk of the middle of the Corps right now. So it was a good visual for me to know that, wow, someone starting out in active duty, going to reserve, not too much different type of Marine than an active duty Marine. The reserves were just on a different level. And those were the doctors, lawyers, cops, bankers, communicators. They had all these high-speed jobs, careers, if you will, and serving their country on the weekends, 2 weeks a year. Highly, 100% highly recommend that. Versus no service at all. All right. Yes, thank you, Ray. A lot of green. Welcome to all the new members. Dave Brown, I always had problems with reservists at the range. They would not pay attention. We almost had to drop them when they found out they squared themselves away. And so, great point, David. It's not that they're not nasty. They're doing what they've been taught, what they know, what they do the 1 week in a month that they go to their training. So it's still leadership, and reserve units have active duty Marines there. So if those active duty Marines aren't training the reservists, it's the active duty Marines' fault. The reservists are doing, and that's how it was. I'm telling you, the first person that showed up in that reserve, in the sergeant's course, was a female Marine. PT, they show up in PT gear. They get the message out. They know. She had on a civilian t-shirt with green PT shorts. She had makeup and jewelry and earrings, and I mean, she looked like she was going clubbing in PT gear. And of course, I'm freaking out. It's like, you're a Marine? No, you're in the wrong place. This is for Marines. This is a career. The sergeant's course. Step into a cadre. She's like, oh no, I'm here for class. So just a different mindset. That's clearly how she goes to her 1 week in a month unit. So it's, again, leadership. You know, it all boils down to leadership. So somewhere in the leadership, somebody has failed her in her entire unit, I'm guessing. There's one-offs here and there, I'm sure. But majority of them were pretty squared away. Or they got squared away as soon as we instructed them. I think it's that easy. Just leadership. Leadership 101. All right. Doc says, Sergeant Major, has there been a female Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps? No, there has not. Not yet, Doc. We know it's going to happen soon. I don't know if there's any on the horizon, if there's any perspective ones. Some good Marines. There's a first for female with Sergeant Major Manis. She was the first female Depot Sergeant Major at Parris Island. She was the first 8th and I female Sergeant Major. So they're best Marine for the job. That's all we can hope for. We don't buy into the DEI and all that stuff. Best Marine for the job, doesn't matter what color, race, height, fitness, size. Well, yeah, they can't be fat. All right, I'm biased about that. They got to be in shape. Best Marine for the job, period. Talked about that years ago. One of my first top secret meetings, they were talking about what rank and what nationality and gender of each rank growing up, and it was a whole spreadsheet. How many generals, lieutenant colonel, colonels, sergeants major of whatever, and all I could think of was, who cares what their nationality is or their gender? I'm hoping that's the best Marine that you picked for that job, period. So we'll see, Doc. Sergeant Cece will be the first one, maybe. Melissa Allgood. Our son is at MCRD San Diego right now. Any words for us as he's starting swim week? We're new to the Marine Corps. Well, welcome, Melissa Allgood and your entire family. Semper Fi to you all. Any words for us as he's starting swim week? So he's got to be 3-4 weeks in, I'm thinking, right? I don't remember when swim week is particularly, but the first month. He's in his first month. So congratulations. Words of advice for you. Yeah, just be patient, be supportive, be patient. Write him as often as you possibly can. Don't send junk, even if he asks for it. You don't need to send boxes or packages that just gets him thrashed. He doesn't need a target on his back. Let him focus. Photos, you can definitely send some photos. And never, ever, for anyone out there, never send bad news to your recruits. If it's a bona fide emergency, of course, use the Red Cross system. But other than that, if the dog ran away, something that can wait till he or she, even for the female recruits, they need to focus 100% on recruit training and graduating a United States Marine. So advice, know that he's in good hands, right? Be patient on his letters coming back to you, and even tell him, son, don't worry about writing back to us. Once a week is great. Just even if you draw a thumbs up, you're doing great. Just let us know that you're alive, healthy, safe, and everything's great. You've already been a couple weeks, so you may have gotten a couple letters saying this place sucks, I hate it, get me out of here. That happens in the first week, but then they figure it out, and it's not hell. It's feels like it, but it's all for a good reason. So congratulations, welcome. Say again. Swim week is that's only on swim week? Oh. Yeah, swim week, it takes a couple days. It doesn't take that long. If he can handle himself in water, he'll be fine. But swim week, again, they just got to pass fourth class. I think I don't know if there's still 4 or now 3 classes, but jump in the water full camis, jump with the pack, jump off a 10-foot tower, tread water for a few minutes. I don't quote me on any of the distances and times. I think they got to traverse the water 25 meters, right, with the rifle in a pack. It's pretty fun. If you have any swimming skills at all, even the slightest of you can tread water, swim week is fun. If you're deathly afraid of the water, it could be scary. And there are kids that have to go over it 2, 3, 4 times remedial swim. And there is a chance if you don't pass swim, you're not going to be a Marine. Very few, I don't know the percentage of who fails boot camp because of swim week. All the instructors are Marine Corps instructors of water survival, and they will ensure that everyone does what they need to do to pass swim qual. It's just the basic. Remember, boot camp is a basically trained Marine. If he is a swimmer, he can increase his level of swim qual later on in the fleet, which is a whole lot of fun as well. But not to worry, he's in good hands. All right. Doc says, Melissa, also if you can send extra letter he can give to another recruit, because there's a lot of recruits in there with no family and they need a little motivation as well. Semper Fi, Doc. Great advice. Yes, what Doc is talking about, everyone. There are recruits that don't get any mail, don't receive any mail at all. So if you're a family member, you're motivated, you have a big family, ask someone or yourself, right, to any recruit, or let your recruit give it to a recruit that he knows that's not receiving. So he can even address it to your recruit, but put an extra one in there and say, hey, give this to your buddy, give this to someone who's not receiving mail. Good on you, Doc. That's great advice. Awesome. I can't swim for Jack David Menachem. You better learn. You're in the Army. I was going to say you're in the Navy, for crying out loud. Menachem, you better learn how to swim. Everybody's got to learn how to, or you should at least know how to survive in water. The human body is about 85% water. How can you not pass? I don't know if it works like that, David. Melissa August says, thank you so much. We appreciate your wisdom. We're so proud of our son and daughter. We'll go to boot camp in June 2026. Awesome. Whole family of Marines. Good honor. Congratulations. And obviously very good parents, right? Both your son and daughter are going to be Marines. Toughest job in the Marine Corps, Marine wife. Second toughest job, Marine mom. Oh, the Marines are just weak then, I guess. Marine dad. Marine parent. All right, we'll say Marine parent. Marine mom. Yeah, you're right. What about the Marine dad? All right. Melissa, stick around. This is a great place for info. We're here to help. Doc's on fire once again. Yes, Melissa, anything and everything we can help with. Absolutely. And then as soon as you get your daughter on here, first of all, she'll just be that much. In fact, her goal should be to beat her brother in whatever he accomplishes in boot camp. So the more she knows before she goes, and of course, he'll clue her in on a lot of stuff when he gets back. John McJunkin, Poolee Cruz asks, in both world wars, the Marine Corps used to enlist fighter pilots. What made them stop that career field or for the enlisted? What made them stop that career field for the enlisted? Great question. In both world wars, the Marine Corps used to enlist fighter pilots. I didn't even know that. So I certainly can't answer the question why they stopped it. They used enlisted as fighter pilots. They enlisted Marines as fighter pilots. It's a question for Doc. I bet Doc knows that one. I don't know. McJunkin, any of your guys over there know that? In both world wars, the Marine Corps used to enlist fighter pilots. Maybe they still should. Remember, we don't even have warrant officers. Warrant officers don't even fly for the Marine Corps. In the Army, they do. Great question, Doc. Yes, Melissa, is your daughter already in a Poolee? It's got to be 12 months out, right? You can be a Poolee. You cannot sign before that. In June of 26, yeah, she could be. Again, short-term, long-term goals for all of them. That's what your daughter can get it right now. Her short-term goal, graduate boot camp. If your son doesn't get guide, then your daughter, you better show him what's up. Show him how to do it. I'm with you, McJunkin. That's beyond my pay grade as well. I don't know how I feel about enlisted pilots. I gotta believe it's tough being a pilot. For one, I think it takes years of schooling. So if they do, hopefully those enlisted guys, even in World War I and II, hopefully they had some advanced schooling to get them to fly those planes. All right, Plokey Jr. 1. Love the unique opportunity I have as an Uber driver near Camp Pendleton. I always try and pick their brain. Last night I was able to talk to 2 corpsmen, got very different vibes from them. Very cool. That is cool. Around Pendleton, you're going to come across a lot of just, remember this, if it's late at night, they're going to be intoxicated most of the time. But what a good idea, a concept to get feedback from Navy corpsmen as well. In anyone you pick up, because there's other branches of service, our station, not a whole lot, but there's small pockets of Army and Air Force on Camp Pendleton as well. But what a great opportunity to talk to Marines and sailors. Docs are a different breed. They're not just sailors, they're docs, they're corpsmen. So how cool. And pick their brain. See, come on, what Marine doesn't love to talk about the Marine Corps? Our Marine pilot training didn't stop completely. Where'd that go? Didn't stop completely, but during wars, it sometimes slowed or shifted focus because the Corps prioritized ground support, available aircraft, and immediate combat needs over expanding fighter pilot numbers. Marines relied on existing pilots and Navy squadrons to fill gaps while keeping the fighter mission covered. So what Doc said is needs of the Corps, right, at the time. whatever. And that's some logistics right there. Figuring out right away. That's like a good football coach. You see right away that you're getting beat on the right side. You better make an adjustment right away. Beef up the right side of the line so you can start running through there. Same with combat. Same with wars dating back to Sun Tzu. As soon as you see a weakness somewhere, you gotta call that audible. So I'm sure that's what they did in both world wars. Thanks, Doc. Thanks for looking that up. SFMF from Jack Hillard. Where'd it go? Have you gotten any negative feedback from higher ups in the Marine Corps about you doing your channel? No, I haven't. Are you higher up? Because I want to get their attention. Because what we do get on the channel is, man, recruiters need to use you. They need to put these videos in JROTCs, and the Marine Corps could take advantage of this. We haven't done any of that, Jack. I take that as a compliment. I hope so, that you're thinking this is a good thing for the Marine Corps. And that's the basis of the channel, is just a community of like-minded people. Read the comments. These guys are amazing, what they do for future Marines, current Marines, and prior service Marines, retirees and prior active duty, everybody. The whole gamut is in order to enhance everyone's knowledge on what they need to do. We don't want anyone to learn the hard way like a lot of us old guys did. So hence the purpose of the channel. This is a little unique and different, I think, than your typical. We're not Tim Kennedy talking about blowing up 40 people with 60 grenades and fighting and running through the jungle with my M16. This is talking life into each other. Look at John McJunkin's crew. These guys are all getting ready to go into a branch of the service. Talking about reserves, college, enlist, with just different options. So, no, to answer your question, no one has contacted me. There are I know some high-ranking officials that know about it. I don't know if they watch, if they're supporters or members. Would you like to start a channel about it? Yeah, would you like to start a channel? And we could support that as well. How do you buy into the spirit of the Marine Corps? This is from Peloki Jr. 1. How do you buy into the spirit of the Marine Corps? As a Poolee, there's still some resistance about doing much, especially around some of the younger Poolees that don't take it seriously yet. Great question. And I tell you, I was one of those Poolees that didn't take it seriously because I was living out my senior year. I wanted to have fun, and before I became a Marine, I didn't look at it like that. Before the Marine Corps took my life away from me, I wanted to enjoy life. That was my backwards thinking. So how do you get other Poolees to start? I didn't cut my hair. I had long hair. I was late to Poolee functions, not until a couple of months, because I was on delayed entry for like 11 and a half months. The last couple Poolee functions are the ones I went to, and I was like, uh-oh, I better learn this stuff called drill, this knowledge. PT, I was always pretty good at PT. I played football through high school. I wasn't worried about the physical fitness part, but the whole concept of being a Marine, being a recruit, I didn't get. I caught on to drill real quick, and I think that saved me in boot camp by many means. Just the fact that I knew my left from right. That helped. Carl Green, what's happening, brother? Evening, Sergeant Major and family. Good to see you, Carl. How are you? Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend, if you had a long weekend. We did, and it was great. We had a great barbecue yesterday. Yes. Much love to Carl. What's up, Carl? Look at everybody. We won't talk about why you're late. Good to see you, Carl. Much love. The government has to increase the pay scale. I'm with you, Vic. And they do. Again, Can't talk enough good about military retirement. And military pay is not terrible. Again, unless you're just a money-driven individual and all you just want it to rain money on you. Single Marines, right? 3 hots and a cot. You got a barracks, you got chow hall. There's nothing extra you need to pay money for. They give you all the gear, all the uniforms you need. Yeah, you pay for your uniforms, but it's all in your pay, right? As long as you take care of your stuff, your uniforms, you use your your uniform allowance, clothing allowance. So can you get rich in the Marine Corps? Sure. Marines do all the time. Real estate, just like any other institution. But I tell the story all the time. We had a company gunny. One time we were doing a CAX, one of my 100th time in Camp Wilson, 29 Palms, hating every second of it. We were leaving one time and a company gunny's like, my house right there. An old beat up house in the middle of the desert, nowhere. We're like, what? You bought a house in 29 Palms? Are you out of your mind? He had bought a house at every duty station he had been to, and he was close to 20 years at the time. So how smart is that? Lives in it while he's stationed at that duty station, rents it out when he leaves. He's not just paying rent, and then where's that rent go? You leave after 3 years, all that money you put into paying rent, where does that go? Into whoever owns that house, into their mortgage. So smartest one on the bus. Even the house he had in 29 Palms. Probably all paid off by now, and he's just sitting pretty in one of them, millionaire. Who knows? So do it right, and you can. Used to drink my uniform allowance. Come on, Ray. You know we all did that. I don't know how much it was. It was $140. I don't know why that rings a bell. Is uniform allowance? How anyone know what uniform allowance is now? Randall, what is uniform allowance? 100? Jared's here. Where you at, Jared? Gunny East, you still here? How much is uniform clothing allowance? $140. Is that dating me? It has to have increased by now. But do you use it on uniforms? I don't think so, because you get it once a year, and you're not going to wait till that, like you're wearing worn out camis because you haven't gotten your uniform allowance, but it covers it later on. I don't know if that's enough. It had to have been increased over the decades, but use it wisely. 100%. Back to the goals. I'm telling you that everything we've been talking about right now is just two thought processes that came to my mind when I wanted to talk about goals today. And again, short-term goal, boot camp, graduate. Easy. Make it a little more difficult. Make it an attainable goal. Guide or squad leader. Graduate, guide or squad leader, or get a meritorious promotion out of boot camp. Remember, there's a few different ways. Guide and squad leader is one. House mouse, prac recruit, high shooter, high PFTer. Plenty of ways to get that meritorious promotion out of boot camp. So make that a goal, write it down, look at it every day. While you're on active duty, what could some short-term goals be? In the unit, when you're done with school, or even, take it back, add your schools in there. You go to combat engineer school, basic combat engineer school, have your goal be graduate in the top 5%, top 3%, graduate number 1, because then you get your choice of duty station after that. MCT, so back it up, MCT, graduate in the top 10%. Or again, don't make every single, you make your goals what you want them to be, but make sure they're obtainable. And then go for them. And when you don't reach them, if you don't reach them, when you make your second set of goals, because now you're moving on to fleet time, now you're on active duty. Your goal at this duty station in the next 3 years would be get promoted at least once. Increase your PFT score, your CFT score, your rifle and pistol. Take 2 college classes during this duty station or this fiscal year or something. Okay, map it out, but write it down, put it up on the bulkhead so you see it every day. You can talk about it and you fill it out in school. What's your 3-year, 5-year plan, 10-year plan? if you don't look at it every day and even maybe discuss it with people every day, it's just going to seem not as important. If it stares at you, what are those boards called y'all make? The board that you have, vision board. A vision board. Put it on the vision board, like the car you want one day and the vacation you want to take it. You got a cutout of Italy in that big beefed up 4x4 Chevy 4-door 2500 dually, white, blacked out. Whatever your goal is, your vision is for the future. Put it on there and look at it every day. Save this much money at this duty station. Purchase a home at this duty station. Those are still short-term goals. They become short-term when you get closer to it, right? You had your short-term, graduate boot camp, graduate MCT, graduate your MOS school. Now, what used to be a long-term goal is buying a house at your first duty station is now a short-term goal. But if you don't look at it and see it every day and it's not punching you in the face every time you walk by, you're going to be less inclined to put that effort into it. So write them down. Reenlisting. Remember, that's a long-term goal if you're not even in boot camp yet. But as it gets closer, it turns into a short-term goal. And what are you doing to prepare for that short-term goal, obtainable goal of reenlisting? And even put a cherry on top. I want to reenlist and receive a bonus. I want to reenlist and get my choice of duty station. Don't make it so far. Don't non-obtainable goals. Obviously, don't get crazy with it. And then all you're doing is failure after failure. I want to graduate boot camp. Number one, meritorious Lance Corporal. That is obtainable. Depending on you know better than I do. But if it's completely out of your reach, then you don't get it. Morale goes down. Your next goal, you're gonna lower that standard a little bit. Next goal, again, I didn't make that, so you're gonna be inclined to lower your standards. Never, we talked about this. Never lower your standards. Lower your expectations. Keep the goals high, obtainable, but difficult as well. Don't make them too easy. All right, so I just want to graduate boot camp. The last one with the lowest PFT, lowest rifle. I don't care where any of those scores. Too easy. And now you're getting lazy. Go ahead. I see the bottom of it. This may sound morbid. Dang it. Let me see if I can pull it down. If a recruit dies in boot camp, will they still get buried with military honors? That is pretty morbid. But I don't think so. And nothing personal. Oh, they do? In boot camp? That's GTS. You got to Google that stuff. I wouldn't think so because they're not a Marine yet. On the Crucible. Maybe close. Maybe it depends on. Yeah, it probably depends on how close you are to graduation, or what kind of publicity the Marine Corps wants. Right, politics can play a part in that. Who the parents are. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And again, I don't want to sound cold, but I don't think they should, because they haven't walked across the parade deck. They weren't called Marines. If they met all the standards and you're just waiting 2 days to that day, yes. Maybe. Yes, she just Googled it, GTS'd it, Chat PBD'd it. Are you going to put it on there? Or no, just put it on there so we can read it. I'll read it. That's interesting, though. Again, I'm going to sound like the a-hole because I don't think they should. If they met all the standards, sure. But if they're talking week 2, right? They just got their first haircut, first PX run. So I'm hoping that all that gets played. It's not a black and white answer. How about that? I like the fact that or is it a black and white answer? Let me get this one from Cadet Giordino. Say again? Gardino. Cadet Gardino asks, I'm a cello player in our high school orchestra. Have a scholarship for Boston University for the college band Any advice making it in the Marine Corps band? That's awesome. Congratulations. Wow. So yeah, is there any advice making it to the Marine Corps band? The one thing I do know about it, it's very difficult, and they're extreme. Because one, they're Marines. Half of them, if you've seen my short on it, half of them didn't even go to boot camp. So here's what I know. I had a buddy in Okinawa, and this was a few decades ago. Awesome drummer. This dude, high school band. I don't know about if he had a scholarship, but I just knew him as a Marine. So I don't know what other level if he could have went to college or not. But he was amazing. He would play drums for us all the time. He brought his drum pads to Okinawa. We got into the church. They had, of course, drum set. I mean, this dude was amazing. Tried out for the Marine Corps band, the President's Own, the Marines band. 4 years in a row, never made it. I'm not the drum guy. He just, as amazing as we all, non-musicians, thought he wasn't enough. So I just know it's difficult. So I would find the requirements, the eligibility, the how tough it really is. So my advice, 10,000 hours it takes to become an expert. So get after it. Good on you. Here it is from the producer. Yes, an active duty recruit. Why they got to say active duty? An active duty recruit who dies in boot camp is generally eligible for a military funeral with honors, as they are considered a service member on active duty. Wow. There's no follow-up depending on how long they've been there. Oh, there's more. The level of honors can vary, but the services provide dignified burial with military honors for all active duty members, which typically includes the playing of taps, flag folding, and presentation. Yeah, it's good. Lay Cookie's here. Lay Cookie, what's up? Good to see you, brother. How's everything? I see you right there. There's more. And a detail of uniformed personnel. The specific benefits and honors would be handled by the military and family designated beneficiary. So, a couple thoughts on that. Again, I got to believe that it depends on how far into basic training they are. Again, because they're a week, they made it through receiving.
They signed a contract. They were committing to serve.
Yeah.
If they would have died, they got to give them that they were going to make it through.
And military honors, again, so everyone knows, is just that, just what we just read, where you get the 21 gun salute. You have a firing detail. There's a senior Marine there present to receive the Marines fold the flag. They give it to the senior Marine there, put the shell casings from those rounds inside the flag. 3 of them, fold the flag and present it to a family member. And that's the military honors. A very distinguished, professionally done. I don't want to say motivating because it's dealing with the death, but it's just very prestigious and honorable funeral, if you will. So that's a lot. That means a lot. Producer may be right on this one. She's like, who cares how long they've been in boot camp? They signed the contract. They signed their life away. They're willing to give their life in our defense. Good information. Great question, by the way. John McJunkin's crew always delivers. David Bryant says, band members must meet Marine standards, civilian or Marine. Fact. They don't go through boot camp, not all of them, but they do have to fall in Marine standards, height, weight, grooming standards, PME, right? They're all of them are staff sergeants. I think they get promoted. They have military benefits as well. So yes, they better meet Marine Corps standards because they do. Housing, allowance, they get things like that. Amazing band though, amazing. If anyone can be punished by the UCMJ, why shouldn't they be respected with loss of life? Semper Fi. That's a good point. A little, I mean, do they really get punished by the UCMJ in boot camp? I think technically, yes, they supposed to. They fall under, but they, well, they do?
They're held to the same standards.
Yes. Fact. Good point. It is. Well, they don't, though.
How do they not?
The shell casings are in the flag. Yes, that's part of the ceremony, Menachem. They do. They get 3 of the shell casings off the deck, put it in the folded flag, and present that with the flag. We're working on improving all the time. Mike, what did Mike say? Lay Cookie, what's he laughing at? The light?
Mike said, been busy, brother. Good to see your camera's not backwards now.
That was all me. That was all me that time. No, it was the camera's fault because when I set it up, and the only time it turned backwards, I have backup. Where's Kimi Cocoa Puffs? Everything was legit until I hit play. I mean, yeah, or live, whatever. Then it flipped over. But yes, stop it, Leiko. You can't read anyway. You can't tell by the writing. Good. That's a good thing that you've been busy. President's own, that is. That sounds strange, but please double check. It is the President's own. That's the name of it. The Marine Band, the President's own. And they're amazing. I'm telling you. And they have like 365 performances a year. So they do more than one on some occasions, but they're amazing. Truly, truly amazing. If you haven't heard them, I need to find a way and a time. You got to go to D.C. They play at the Iwo Jima Memorial. There's times that you can go observe. Amazing. Doc says, so when someone says a Marine is in the President's own, it means they're part of this elite ceremonial band, not a combat unit. It's exactly what it is. Yep. President's own is the Marine Band. That's the nickname. President Roosevelt and Truman. It's another GTS thing. I don't remember which president, but he's like, I will have the Marine Band is going to play for me. They did. And he's like, you're going to play for every single president from here on the rest of the Marine Corps life. Because they're that good. That motivated. John McJunkin. I don't see it yet. Let's go. What is the meaning of just 3 rounds in a flag? Oh. It's not coming up, and I can't move this. Yeah, it won't. Just 3 rounds. Look at Doc Holliday's on it already. I can't. Just 3 rounds of the flag refers to the 3 volleys of the rifle salute. So there's 3 volleys, 7 shooters. Kimi, where were you at on that one? No, but that just moves the whole screen, not the comments. So there's 3 volleys. There's 7 shooters, all on line. Boom. 7, 14, 21. That's a 21 gun salute. And then they pick up 3 volley, 1 each volley. Good on you. Thanks, Doc. Will you read?
Sure.
Yep. Here's another one from John McJunkin's crew. Producer's going to read it. Nice and loud. Use your big girl voice from the diaphragm. She got her own mic. She got her own mic, everyone.
All right, here we go. Young Marine Poniker asked, Sergeant Major Sir, our unit puts flags and wreaths on all the graves at the National Cemetery. I don't mind, but I do get spooked being there. Have you ever been to one?
So I don't have to repeat the question. Good on you. Thanks, producer. I got to tell you, I don't know if spooked is the right word for me, but I do. The hair on the back of my neck stands up. Get chicken skins, right? Walking through, seeing all the grave sites, and I've been to too many funerals and grave sites and ceremonies. Punch Bowl in Hawaii, I've done plenty of ceremonies there, and I get that same feeling as you. It's hollowed ground, right? You just know I don't know what you know, but what I think is, man, I'm just these warriors, right? That gave their life for our freedom, our rights and our freedom, and we're the best country in the world because of everybody up on this hill, in the ground, but up on this hill. So I get that feeling as well, and it's an honor to walk amongst them, right? Like I'm not worthy even to be in the presence of some of them. So I hear you and I feel you, and good on you. That means you care, and if you ask me, it means something to you, right? You hear about people desecrating graves and doing weird stuff. I can't even fathom the thought of even acting any kind of foolish way amongst those gravesites. So good on you. I think that's a good thing. You have that feeling. And good on you for going and participating. It's truly an honor to be able to do those things. Trust me, in Hawaii, when it's 100 degrees out, it's not 100, but it feels like it, standing out there, humidity, in uniform, sweating through your uniform, you can easily say, man, this sucks. I can't believe I'm here. I can't wait till this is over. No way. I'll do it at 366 days a year if I could. Days a year. If I could, the true honor to be able to be a part of something like that. Do I have a preference? Are you asking me right now, or did somebody ask? So the producer just asked me, do I have a preference on where I'm buried? I did say Punch Bowl a long time ago because, again, the honor and tradition and rich history of that. Virginia. No, I mean, yeah, she looked at me crazy. Like I'm not even from that area, so that had never even crossed my mind too. I mean the Arlington National Cemetery. Yeah, and again, as cool as that would be, I don't know what the right word is. Honorable it would be. Again, that's not my side of the world, so I wouldn't want to for that reason. But I want to be cremated and spread my ashes in the ocean anyway. I'm a water boy. I want a big paddle out. Those of you that can surf, Lake Hookie, we're gonna have to get you on a board with I don't know, handrails or something. I want to do a big paddle out in the Pacific Ocean and have my ashes spread and blown in the wind, and hopefully it gets in everyone's eyes, and then you can't see and you can't paddle back in. That's my preference. You're asking me for your own personal knowledge?
Somebody should know. Do you have a preference? Is
Miramar, we have a dear friend buried in Miramar. That was a great, again, another well done ceremony. It's California. Yeah, it's California, but it's close relative, so people could visit if they wanted. I don't know. Great question. What do y'all think? Where's your resting place? Let's hear that. Let's hear from them. Buried or cremated. Religion has to do with for a lot of you. I get that as well. Buried or cremated. Military honors or not. Civilian cemeteries. Some families have plots already. There's a spot for some people. Some husband and wives do that. Some family members do that. Pretty interesting to think about it. It's going to happen. All of us. One day. Sooner. For some of us. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I see one I want to. David Bryan says, Texas A&M death field. Is that really a thing? I'm positive it is. I don't know, but the rich history and tradition, excuse me, of Texas A&M, I'm positive that's got to be something legendary. Oh yeah, they bury all the Reveillees in the same area. Reveille is the mascot, the golden. What kind of dog is it? Lassie dog, but I don't think that's a real name for it, is it? Collie. Lassie dog. Looks just like Lassie. That's the mascot of Texas A&M Aggies is Reveille, a border collie. Beautiful dog. But that's what the other half of the production team said. They bury them all in the same area. Oh. No way. And there's a scoreboard. There's a scoreboard at their gravesite so they can watch the game. That is awesome. Students watch you decompose. Wow. So I'm sure, can a Marine still, this is from John McJunkin's crew, Cadet Aubrey asks, can a Marine still live on base once retired if they so choose to do so? If not, why not? Funny you should ask that, Cadet Aubrey. Yes, they can. Next question. Yeah. Next question. I don't know how, but it hasn't always been like that. It is very recently, and here's my take on it. I think there's not enough active duty members to fill all the houses on bases, and those civilian companies that run the housing on base don't want to lose out on money. So they opened it up to probably contractors too, huh? Yes, DOD contractors and retirees. So great deal for retirees. I think it's an awesome. Years ago when we were getting ready to PCS, there was a family across the street from us, senior enlisted, E89, Master Guns maybe. He was retiring and trying to stay in that house because they were said, the family said, his kids going to school, everything was beautiful. Could have just stayed right there. It wasn't in effect then. I was around. Oh, it was. I thought they couldn't.
No, they stayed there for 9 months.
Oh, just 9 months though. They couldn't live there forever.
They probably could have, but they didn't want to.
Oh, see, I'm getting the story.
Base realignment closures.
The BRAC, the base realignment closures now in the 90s. Wow. Somebody's old. So in the 90s, they did change it over. To answer your question, yes, retirees can. And then all the housing went civilian contractors, privatization of base housing. So now there's different companies that run different housing on different bases. Probably about 3 or 4. I don't know how many different housing. They're all the same umbrella, but they allow it. They are in a different category, right? If you were to sign up for base housing as a retiree, you'd be on a different list, or different houses are available to you. Certain housing areas are available to retirees and DOD contractors. Active duty, obviously, head of the line privileges on all of it. And if say base housing is full and an active duty member does come, a family that requires housing, you could be kicked out. The retiree could be kicked out. Yeah, that's what she told me when I was trying to get on base. So, yes, great question, though. Man, just thought process. You guys get great questions, and there's a whole lot. Doc says, Marine life is honor and duty and death. We rest where heroes belong, on hallowed ground, among brothers and sisters who stood and fell before us. Body donates to science, so family don't worry about expenses. All right, Doc, all kinds of different ideas. Something to think about, right? Plucky Jr. one says,
That was a continuation.
I'll continue. One story. One of the stories the corpsman told me, oh, dang, I just missed it. You read it? I'll turn this camera around right now. Yeah.
He's good to go.
So he's good to go.
Get back in the fight.
So Marine was taking a shower, water bottle shower, which happens often. Just the dark areas, you got to keep clean as much as you possibly can. Mortar round went off, probably shrapnel in him. Corpsman patched him up, and he was ready to fight. He was good to go. Sounds like every other day in Afghanistan or Iraq. David Bryant, Hidden Iraq. Good night, Sergeant Major, producer, HMFIC, you know that's right. Members and guests, love all y'all. God bless you, David Bryant. Semper Fi, brother. Good to see you on here. Sleep good, and we'll see you Wednesday. Take care, brother. Shoot, today's already Monday. Awesome. Thanks, David. Todd Duvall. Thank you, brother. Haven't been able to catch you in a while. Hope you're well. Have a great night. I got to crash. Busy day. All right. Hopefully you have been here this whole time. Todd, good to see you, brother. And thank you very much. God bless you. Wednesday. We'll be on Wednesday again. And more, right? September 1st. I'm gonna get after it in September. I'm gonna just rename September to Get After It month. But thank you, brother. Have a good night. Todd Duvall. Doc's
got a great question.
Doc's got a great question. I don't see it.
Do we go more shorter,
What?
more often? He said, do we have 3 lives today, Wednesday, and Sunday?
Oh.
So do we do
Today.
shorter ones?
No, let's go. You tell me. Should we go Wednesday also? Should we go live Wednesday? Today's Monday. Yeah, I'm getting some head shakes over here. Let's get. You want to get CC number 2 over here and see? Yeah. CC number 2. Where's CC number 5? She over there? Come here.
2 and number 5. Let's post a family photo. Kiwi's dying to get on here right now.
Come on. Come say hi. All right. So, question. That's for everybody. Should we go? Doc says, heck yes. Is that to my question, Doc? Should we go? So, do we get 3 lives? Oh, you pulled it up. Thank you. Today, Wednesday, and Sunday? I'm saying. I'm down. You guys down? You guys down? Producers down? All right. Doc.
I'm off on Wednesday.
Yes. All right. Woo. Wednesday. CC number 2 might be gone. Unless she misses her flight.
Carrie said yes.
Carrie Ann Marie Potts. Yes. What up, fam?
We're just going to do a live stream.
Heck
one
yeah.
day.
All right.
An all-day marathon live stream.
Red Raven. Did I miss that? Where'd that go? How'd you do that?
Which one?
I'm a gunsmith.
How do I keep my brothers that are Marines out of my shop?
You don't gotta say that again. What was the screen name?
Red Raven.
Red Raven. He's a gunsmith, and he wants to know how to keep his Marine buddies out of his shop. You don't have to keep them out of your shop. You just got to watch them while they're in there, and then pat them down when they leave, because something's gonna grow legs and walk out of there. Let them in there. Let them look around and drool and play with all the guns. Just watch them closely, and they don't hurt anybody or themselves. Give them some crayons and let them keep them. Don't keep their hands to themselves. Ray from Queens says, Sergeant Major, Semper Fi, Sergeant Major Cece and production team. Great live stream. URAH, Semper Fi, God bless. URAH. URAH to you, Ray from Queens. Appreciate you, brother. How we on time? We're going to start wrapping this baby up.
Don't act like you can't see it.
And come sit right here and look at that.
I can move it.
Move it or lose it. Lose it. Move it or lose it, sister. Got lots of yeses here. Good. John McJunkin's crew says yes. I say we do it. Let's go for it. Oh, and it has Menachem's blessing. Soon to be SFMF chaps. All right. Right here, Virgil. What's your channel about? Here's what I'd like everyone to do. Put in one sentence about what this channel is about, and I'll explain it to Virgil while you're doing that. Well, how would you describe this channel? Even one word. Let's see. I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah, just me yapping? That's the she just called me Yappy Gilmore. You kidding me? Price is wrong, Bobby. So what this channel is about, it is Marine versus Navy SEAL, best war movie. Oh, those are questions. On a bus, not actually driving. Is military life really just a bunch of waiting? Yeah, it's a bunch of hurry up and wait. Support, motivation, family, Menachem, love it. Life motto, says Doc. Marine, says Ralph Perry. So it is. It's a community of like-minded people. Yes, highly overflown with Marines, but all services are here except Space Force. We still don't have a Space Force yet. Every service is welcome. Every patriot, every family member, everyone affiliated or not with the military is welcome and are here. And we just talk about lessons learned, talk about what we can do to provide information to people before us so they don't learn the hard way like us older guys have. No reason. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. We can tell you how to do it. So don't learn the hard way. There's no reason to. No, yeah, Yappy Gilmore tracks. That was from Ruff. All right, Plucky One says, going to the gym as soon as live wraps up, working on pull-ups, some back extensions, shoulder press, bicep curls, stretching, swimming. Perfect. Nailed it all. And I'm going to wrap this up here in a little bit, but remember, every day, no days off. We just went out to eat, and a kid asked me, what's your workout routine, bro? And he's a good kid. We've talked to him plenty of times, or a couple other times, and I'm telling you, as much as I say it, I can't say it enough. No days off. You don't plan for a day off, because he was like, every day you train every day. I absolutely try to, but days off are going to come unforeseen. So here's the problem. If you plan for Sunday is my day off, and then Monday something happens and you can't work out, all of a sudden you just had 2 days off, right? Not good. 1 day off is, I don't think you need to, your body needs a rest. Yes. You ACE certified guys, don't kill me. Yes. Your muscles need time to recover and grow. I got it. But if you schedule a day off, again, something happens before that day or after that day, now you're taking a 3-day break. So unnecessary. Days off do happen. Days off do happen. Just don't plan for them. And on my day off, my scheduled day off, that's day 5 of my routine, it's abs. That's abs, treadmill, bike, stairs, something to still be in the gym to get a workout in. Cardio, anything. So 5-day routine, not Monday through Friday, 5 days. And depending, today was day 3. Day 2 of my 5-day workout, back and buys. Tomorrow's shoulders and traps. That's day 3. So if I miss tomorrow for some reason, hopefully I don't, then I'm still on day 3. So this week I won't miss my shoulders and trap day. That's the beauty of it. You'll never miss a body part for an entire week if you do the Monday. Monday's always check. Everyone benches on Monday. Everyone's Monday routine is bench. So you can't get a bench on Mondays. So switch it up. Whatever day 1 is, whatever Monday is not going to be the same thing next Monday because there's 7 days in the week. All right, enough about that. No days off. Era. Ruff says, Sergeant Major, maybe a Pantera playlist could help you get some more gains, though. You may be right on that one. Pantera, if anyone doesn't know, it's an awesome, awesome girl band. I think they're all females. Yeah, they sound like a bunch of... No, they're not. They're not female.
Are you joking?
Yes. Never heard of her. Yes, 80s rock band. I'm messing with Ruff. That's his band. He's a little funny, and he likes Pantera. What's the one? Tell me the one song that I do play for you. Tell me I didn't play it for you. Like 3 times. In 2 years, I think I played it for you 3 times. God bless you, brother. All right. Howard Beach is Ray. Doc says, Sergeant, how can we make September the month of producer family? Producer finally earns their close up. I'm with you. And I think it's going to have to be, and y'all got to have my back, the day I flip the camera around on her. Not if, but when. When I flip the camera around. Let's do it. I think we'll sooner get number Which, no, yeah. Mommy 205, which is going to be the first one behind on the other side of the camera? I want to start the odds are 1 in a million. So you're saying I got a chance.
Out of 7 of us, there's got to be 3.
We'll see. I'm with you guys. We want them on the other side here real soon. All right. Still training for October 18th. Get after it, Doc. I'm telling you. No mercy. Right? John McJunkins Poolee. Iverson asks, I know that the Corps is okay with tattoos, but what if before boot camp, I got a mustache tattooed on my face? It's a great question. It would have to be within Marine Corps regulations. However, they're not allowed in boot camp. So I think they would send you right over to the Army. I wouldn't do it. Don't take that chance. No, he's not going to be on. You're not serious, are you? Was that a serious question? It would have to be the curly Q on both sides. Whoop. Get a little goatee action in it. Yeah, don't do it. No way in heck they would allow that. And Ruff said, at least the producer knows who Pantera is because she's a girl. Lay Cookie, if the producer gets on your side of the camera, you'll need to find a new job. Producer rules. So, job security, maybe I don't want her on this side of the camera. I think Lay Cook's onto something, right? Then what would I do? Yeah, I would sit over there and pretend I knew how to hook up the microphone and the speaker and chat and check, and I can learn how to hammer, ban somebody. Yeah. I know I wouldn't ban Doc Holliday. Huh? Too soon? Is it too soon, Doc? McJunkin, I hope he was kidding as well, but who knows? If that was a legitimate question about a tattooed mustache, I gotta believe in my Marine hearts that he wouldn't be allowed. And there's no facial tattoos, nothing above the neck, right? Below the wrist and above the neck. That's fact. Have there been a grandfathered in or an exception to the rules or a waiver to that? No way in hell they allow a tattooed mustache into boot camp. You never know with John McJunkin's crew. All right. Even a toothbrush mustache, is that a real small, thin, fine one? I don't think it's not possible. Do whatever you can to attract attention. No, I'm telling you, I learned, remember the hard way for you. I had a bulldog tattoo before I went to boot camp. Don't do that, ever. Wait till you graduate. R.I.P. Doc Holliday. I know where he stands now. Carl Green knows where he stands now. Love for all y'all. Hollow Point. Is that trying to be funny? Quick question for you. Are you a real Marine? Just wondering. I don't know. I'm going off Charlie Kirk. He embraces a good troll. I don't know if that was a good one. Are you serious? Am I a real Marine? Oh, is that what you said? I thought you gave me the ham and arse. So, by a show of hands and motivation, we heard from everybody. Yes, 3 this week. Today's Monday. Happy Monday. Happy September 1st. Happy Labor Day weekend to everybody. But we are going Wednesday. So it's already a day and a half from now. 2 days, right? You'll see the producer will be behind the camera on this one. So you'll be able to, she'll introduce herself to the SFMF community. And once again, on Sunday, we're going to continue to keep getting after it. What'd Doc say? And we're gonna end this one on John McJunkin's Young Marine Acevedos. All right. I like being in the Young Marines, but cleaning the old veterans' home is hard work, and we seem to do it every month. Advice: yes, keep doing it. Thank God every day that you're allowed and honored to be able to do something like that for a veteran home. Not easy. You're going to do a lot of things in life that you don't want to, but it's for the right reasons. So keep getting after it and take some pictures, take some photos, take a journal. And just, this is something that you'll be able to share later on when you're a young Marine or a leader of Marines, to tell you, that generation, what you did as a young Marine. That's awesome. Keep getting after it. Not easy. Life is not easy. How do you think that veteran feels? If that veteran could clean it himself, he would. That's what we got to do to take care of our veterans. That's awesome. So glad you're able to do that and getting a taste of that. Amen. Amen. And keep it up. All right, everyone. Thank you. It's been an awesome Monday, different day, but we love everything about you, and we'll see you again very soon, Wednesday. Semper Fi, my friends, and God bless. All right.